So, good evening. Welcome back to another video. Today, I've got doing a live stream from the opposition, the game between Liverpool and Newcastle United at Anfield on Thursday night. And I've got Ruby in the cut. How are you doing, my guy? You good?
I'm very good, thank you very much. It could be
Sharon,
better, could be so much better, but I'm
Mhm.
enjoying the football at the moment. Really good play by Liverpool at the moment, especially the last game. We could have easily draw that, but I'm happy with the way they are playing at the moment.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. And yeah, I mean, guys, if you know what to do, hit the like button, do subscribe. Also follow Ruby on the Twitter account as well. And I've done one this afternoon. Jamal Lascelles being trolled. Look out for that as well. Plus all of an NUFC and general football chat as well. So check us out for that. So, Ruby, what a start for you guys this season. You lost one game this season. And
It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I thought we were going to do rubbish, to be honest. Like I thought when we were going to play Everton again, I thought they were going to take out Van Dijk again, but obviously that didn't happen, which I'm very glad about.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, Last game, Aston Villa, Gerrard back at Anfield. I thought it was a good return for him, but not a good return for him. Like
Yeah.
he was hoping to prove, but he's already proven that he's a good manager. He proved it with Rangers, and yeah, he's doing well at Villa at the moment.
Yeah, he's doing a good job in his sort of thing. I mean, he's been go on, Carl.
The way they're playing is completely different to what Dean Smith did. Definitely 10 times better.
Wow,
Yeah,
free flowing as well, free flowing football and taking chances out of corners. And yeah, I tell you what, I think this guy's gonna be the next big thing in football management. I would have had him sort of thing if he was available, but at the end of the day, I mean, we've got Eddie Howe, and I'm happy with him as well. So yeah, I mean, I think he'll be safely mid-table on the Stevie G, and I hope he does well. So on to Liverpool. I mean, like I said, what a season we've had. I mean, you haven't signed many people. Do you know what I mean?
no.
And
Somehow I was quite annoyed, but I kind of knew what Klopp was going for. Like he trusts his team, he trusts his players,
Mhm.
and I think the only player that we need to sign is probably a striker.
Yeah,
Definitely
because
a striker. And obviously, well, we need to get ringers because of the AFCON in January. That's probably going to put us down quite heavily because we ain't got many wingers in our team. So I'm hoping Klopp gets the money that he wants to play, to get the players that he wants.
yeah, let's hope that if that's the case, because you need to strengthen, make a couple of players in at a time,
Definitely,
and then
definitely.
if he does that, then you could win the league again next season the way things are. But you have to go to the Etihad to beat Man City, and if you do that, I think you've done it. And we have to see what happens on that. We touched on Jurgen Klopp. I mean, I don't know if you read. I think it's a couple months ago when we got Newcastle got a takeover, and Liverpool's part of the Big Six didn't want to take over the Hotton. I mean, it's just not you, but Jurgen Klopp's come on and he was very, very went against the takeovers, just having to go to the Saudis. I mean, I don't know if you heard that movie. What do you make on that?
I did hear about it, and on my opinion, I think it's a good thing because Newcastle needed something to get Ashley out. Ashley needed to go because I've been looking at the way Newcastle have been managed over the last 14 years or more than that, and I thought the way he treated the club was wrong. Like the last few years was completely wrong for Newcastle, and it's a breath of fresh air. Definitely fresh breath of air, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm happy for Newcastle, to be honest.
Good for you. Good for you. Well said. Well said. I mean, if it happened to Liverpool, sort of, I'd see exactly the same thing because the fact is, it needs competition. It's not all about the big six, though, Ruby, because at the end of the day, I mean, they wanted the Super League, right, to shut the other 14 clubs out, and then they came running back because they knew they weren't going to get it. It's all about money at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's all a business. Like it's not about the sport anymore. It's all about the business side of the game now. Like you don't get any like loyalty anymore. Like I think Gerrard was the last person to have that loyalty in football. To be honest, young players like Mbappe, he's probably going to go to Real Madrid this summer.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. Like he will get massive amounts of money.
He could well be the highest paid player in the world. I mean, obviously,
yeah.
no question about that. I mean, what is PSG doing? I mean, they allowed it to run down his contract. Excuse me, they paid a lot of money, close to 200 million, and he's going to walk around with a fee.
Yeah, like
that's a madness.
Not being funny, but Messi, he's done nothing this year. Like he should have stayed another year and probably just retired.
Yeah, totally.
One more year at Barcelona. Neymar, it's the same road. Like he isn't as good as he used to be when he was at Barcelona, and when he went to PSG, he sunk. He sunk massively because he wasn't surrounded by big players.
Exactly that. I mean, listen, Neymar's a talent, but he dives a lot. He cheats a lot. That's his problem. That's the problem. And he doesn't need to do that because he's a world-class player. But the guy's 30. And, you know, I advise anyone of him buying him from the Premier League. If they do, they'll be absolutely mugged. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have Neymar at Newcastle. There's no way. I wouldn't have it.
No, I wouldn't, because it would make the team have a bad name and a repetition.
Exactly. We'll talk about Liverpool, your team, obviously, and you've only won 11 games this season, drawn 4, and lost only the 1 game. Right, you're the highest top scorers in the league with 45 goals and only conceded 12. And obviously, Mo Salah has got 15 goals this season. I mean, again, what can I say about this guy? This guy's a real deal, and should have won the Ballon d'Or, because, from my opinion, he should have done.
Yeah, like he should have won it last season before, but it's all rigged. It's all rigged to go towards the likes of Ronaldo and Messi. That's all it is. Like, yeah, Salah should have won it last season. He was on top form, but this season he seems like he's in the best form of his life.
Hands down. I mean, the guy's 29, and let's be real. I mean, I used to love the Ballon d'Or, but to me, it's got no interest now. It's got absolutely no interest. It's also going to be the same too. It's going to be Messi, and it's going to be Ronaldo. But the bottom line is, right, it could have been Salah and Lewandowski, one of the two. But for me, I would say Salah, because what does players like Salah and Lewandowski have to do to win the top prize? It's always going to be Messi Ronaldo every single time. No point watching it. Waste the time.
Yeah, like
I shouldn't even watch it.
I don't even watch it. Like when I first started watching football, I didn't even know what it was about until I saw it on TV. I was like, okay. And then a couple of years later, it's the same person winning it every year. I'm like, that's just boring. It just gets boring seeing the two same players winning it every year. Apart from that one year, Modric won it. It was the only other person that's won it. But ever since then, it's Messi, Ronaldo, and it just gets boring. It just gets really boring.
Exactly. This is going to hack you off as well. I just looked on, half an hour ago, breaking news on the FIFA Pro World 11, and Mo Salah is not even amongst the 10 Premier League players nominated.
It's disgusting, really.
Yeah,
it is really disgusting, because he's by far the bestest player in the Premier League. Like, even better than Ronaldo. What's Ronaldo done this year? Dived for penalties?
Well, he's still scoring goals, but he's not in the league, not in the league as Mo Salah at the moment in time.
Oh no, definitely not. Like Salah is in his own league.
Yeah, he is.
Like at the start of the season, like everyone was hyping about Lukaku coming back, being the top goal scorer. I'm like, yeah, he scored one. Like how many goals? Not that many goals.
Exactly.
And like he's done nothing since then. Like it's pretty much another Werner. Werner was rubbish.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad Liverpool didn't go for him in the end. I'm so glad. I was like, yeah, we should get him. But I'm like, nah, not the way he was last season.
Definitely not. I mean, Werner's brilliant for Leipzig, but they mugged Chelsea off for £50 million or just under that. But
Definitely.
He hasn't done a lot. Let's be real. He's missing a lot of chances, loads of chances. But I got some comments here. I got Tom's evening FE1. Hope you're okay. Any questions for Ruby? Just far away, and then you'd be quite happy to answer your questions. So it's not about me. It's all about Ruby. Evening to John. Hope you're okay. 5-0 to Liverpool. That's his prediction. I don't see us getting out. Yeah, I want to be optimistic, but I have to be realistic on the score, which I can see them scoring 4 or 5. And because you haven't got good defence, we'll be very lucky to score 1. I don't think we even attempt to have a goal. Do smash the likes up. I haven't got many people watching. I don't know why, but please fire the questions. I've got them in double figures now, but please fire the questions away. Depends on how we play, I guess, and I'll talk about that later. I'll be at the match. All for you, Thomas. Good luck. And
good luck, mate.
You'll
be bloody cold, especially I know where is it being played?
Anfield.
It's probably going to be really cold over there. Like down in London here. To be honest, it hasn't been that cold. Last week was the coldest, but this week it's not really been that cold. The last 2 days, it's not been cold at all.
No, it's been fine in Bristol here at the minute. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it's not been cold. It's just been mild, spot on.
Yeah, it's been mild. Like I don't know why I'm even taking my coat to work when I don't I only wear it in the morning. Finish work, I don't even wear it because I don't need it.
Absolutely. I mean, neither do I if I can help it. But got a question from John, and he's asking you, who would you like Liverpool to sign in January?
Oh God. Oh God. I don't actually know like anyone that can just replace Salah and Mane for like a couple of weeks. But I just don't know who. Like I ain't got a player in mind, to be honest. I would like for Minamino to get a chance. Because he hasn't been given that many chances this season. Like he needs to give him a chance. Even in pre-season, he did superb in pre-season, and Klopp saw it, but he just didn't play him this season. He's only played him a handful of games, but not that many.
Did he come from Salzburg by any chance?
Yeah,
he did, didn't he?
Apparently, Klopp didn't actually want him. It was actually the board that actually wanted him.
That's not good. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
That's not good at all, sort of thing. He should have to final say on everything on player recruitment, and he's very good at that. But that doesn't go down well at all, done it, sort of thing. But he hasn't got long left on his contract either, and he's got some 18 months left on the deal, or is it 2.5 years?
I think so, yeah. But I can't see his contract being renewed because I don't think he's made for Liverpool. I think he's made for a mid-table team, probably like Everton or at least Burnley. Like Burnley can have a player like that because they need him.
Absolutely.
They need a player of him, definitely.
He's a good player, but whoever gets him, then he went to Southampton as well last season on loan. But whoever gets him, I think they've got a good chance of staying up. That is the thing. We got to be clever as well in the transfer market in January. Like I said, we need to act very, very quickly. I mean, we have
definitely.
Yeah. We have to
I saw your stream yesterday, I think, and I saw your comment about getting rid of a lot of players and bringing in new players, but it depends on what players are available.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. January, it's difficult to get the right players.
It's a tough window, though, isn't it? It's a
It
very,
is a
very,
very
very
tough
tough
window.
window. But we've got to be aggressive as well. I'd rather get the players in now, and then in the summer they'll be settled whatever league we're in. And I'll tell you what, as well. I mean, the players that performed yesterday against Leicester, actually 2 days ago, I tell you what, they really look over the shoulder because let's be real, they're just not good enough. Yeah, and on Newcastle our fan base, right? We're not allowed to be criticize the players. We're not allowed to be harsh on the players. I'm just calling it out like it is because
these players
are not good enough. I mean, I can name 6 or 7 of them are not good enough. I mean, our captain as well, Lascelles, I'm not being funny, but he's gone backwards for years. Let's be real. I mean, he doesn't lead. He doesn't didn't appeal against the penalty when Maddison went over him. Yeah, but he left his trainer leg out, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think he's good enough. He's not a leader. And I've noticed that he's not happy. And if that's the case, I'll drop him for Fernandes on Thursday.
Definitely. Like I think I've seen him over and over again for Newcastle, and I just think like why have him as a leader if he doesn't lead the team at all? Like I'm sure there's someone else that could be a good leader. I'm sure, but I don't know who could be a good leader for Newcastle, but definitely better than Lascelles.
Yeah,
definitely better.
Connor Cody has been one of them. That's the name I take. Connor Cody, Jim Tarkowski, right? I'll definitely need a lead at the back. 100%. Someone is going to lead. Someone's got pace at the back. Someone who's going to talk to the players. Our captain, our leader, or so-called leader, I'm sorry, but it's gone backwards, man. He's gone backwards, yeah? And it's players like him who could get us relegated. I'll drop him on Thursday and get Federico Fernandes in, yeah? Him and Chia at the back 4, Lewis the left back, and then Guido the right back. And the latter, he needs to fix up as well because I want to see him overlapping the right back, putting his crosses in, and he hasn't done that.
Yeah. Because when Steve Bruce was there, he was playing Matt Ritchie at left back. Like, why play a right winger at left back when you got a young left back to go there to gain experience?
Yeah.
Like, why? I always spoke to One Shot Daniel about this because we're very good friends. I spoke to him about it so many times. Even he doesn't know why. Like, why play players out of position? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't at all. I mean, that's Steve Bruce all over that sort of thing. That is how he does it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? He just doesn't care, and that's what we're using games. The players aren't happy at all when he was there, and I guarantee you one thing. I mean, I'm glad he's gone. The players seems a lot happier, right? But some of them, they know they're on borrowed time because they know they're going to make big signings on big players, sort of thing. And they know they're done. And this is the thing: you've got players there, right? On lots of money. Emil Kraft, £58,000 a week. Miguel Amir on 80 grand a week. John Shelby, 70 grand a week. Yeah. And it's going to be hard to shift out the club. It's going to be so hard because they've got bang average players or simply aren't good enough at Newcastle. And this is what happens. This is actually all over.
Definitely. Like John Joe Shelby, I remember him being at Liverpool because that was how he started at Liverpool, and I thought he was going to be amazing talent. But moving to Newcastle, I think he's done him better at Newcastle. Like there's other players as well, but I think Shelby made the right choice of going from Liverpool to Newcastle. Like, I know he's been relegated with Newcastle a few times, but I think he's made the right choice because Liverpool, if he stayed at Liverpool till now, he'd probably still be on the bench.
Yeah. His days is numbered at Anfield anyway. His days is numbered at Swansea, to be fair.
And
he mugged him up for 12 million.
There's no midfield place for him at Liverpool at the moment, especially with the 3 we got now: Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho. That's the toughest midfield you can probably have in the league right now.
talking about in midfield, right? I mean, I want to talk about Jordan Henderson. He's come through leap and bounds, hasn't he? I mean, when he came to you, I thought it's just, for me, when he was at Sunderland, I just thought it was bang average for me. But when he came to Liverpool, yeah, he's just done so well for your club. He's been a leader, your captain. And let's be real, I think he's been brilliant for you.
That's because he learned from the legend himself, Steven Gerrard. He learned. He just learned from him for the few seasons that Gerrard was there for, and he's been the best captain Liverpool have had in quite a long time, and the only one that's won the league since 1990. So yeah, he definitely deserves being the best captain for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Like, he definitely changes the game when he's available. He definitely changes the game for Liverpool completely.
He does. I think he's a decent player, him. And our midfield is weak anyway. I mean, we're probably just standing and watching. That's all it is. If it's going to be Miggy, Amiron, Joe Willock, and John Giuseppe again in midfield, then I'm sorry. We're going to get destroyed in midfield. But I'm not a Jeff Hendrick fan, yeah? But Condé wasn't getting him in. I know he's crap, but so we're getting him. Isaac Hayden. And I think Shelby's going to play.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. His camera's froze.
Sorry about that.
There we go. There we go. No, that's fine. That's fine. It happens.
It does. It does.
Yeah, carry on with what you were saying.
No, I was going to say, I'll go through this conversation quickly, sort of thing. I'm going to talk about our midfield. I mean, Lingard, Van der Beek, Cordy, Trippier could be signing first, by the way. Origi, the Ox, Tarkowski would be on my list. And then I'll go on to even Thomas, even everybody. Listen, Thomas just made a list of names there, right? Lingard's gettable. Van der Beek is going to be tough. Cordy is going to be tough. But if you offer enough money to Wolves, then you just never know. You got Origi. I can't see him leaving anytime soon because you need him.
Well, yeah, he's been playing well in the last few games. So, yeah. But to be honest, Origi, I think it's time for him to go. Like, he's been there so many years now. He's done leaps and bounds for us, but he's not a first team player. He's a bench warmer. He comes on when he needs to, but it's a player we don't need.
No, definitely not. It's a shame because
it's just
he's a talent.
Yeah, like he was a wonder kid before coming to Liverpool. Like, 'cause he was at Wolfsburg before, and he was named as a wonder kid, and he just didn't live up to it for some reason. I just don't. Maybe laziness, or I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if you look at your defense, I mean, you got obviously the big man VVD. You got Trent at right back. You got Andy at left back, and you also got Kanati as well. How good is Kanati? Can he be? I think he can go a long way.
Well, especially as he had Ronaldo in his back pocket.
Yeah,
and so that just says a lot. Like, he could be big. Like, if he steps into Virgil van Dijk's shoes, that's big shoes to fill. That is big, massive shoes to fill.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. He is quick as well, by the way. He's so quick.
He's very quick.
I mean, really
when I saw him against Man United, I was like, he's going to be big.
Big lad as well, by the way. He's quick. And I'll tell you what, that's what we're lacking at the back. We need quick players at the back. Someone a bit of pace, someone a bit of gal. We got no one who's quick at all whatsoever. And that's why Lascelles needs to be on his way. Because I can tell you now, he's not happy at all. And that's only my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, do slap the likes up, by the way. Do subscribe as well. And I need some more people watching the stream, by the way. Not good enough. And, yeah, I mean, all talk about Trent. I mean, he could be a Liverpool legend.
Oh, especially, like, Klopp said the exact same thing to Coutinho. Stay here, you'll become a legend. Go to Barcelona, you'll just be another player.
Exactly.
He made the wrong choice. And Trent will make the right choice and stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career, and he'll be a legend.
Correct. Got some more comments, by the way. Got Mbemba might be worth a good shout. If it's chance of Mbemba, then not for me. I mean, he did have a good time in Newcastle anyway. And I got West Ham fan Origi Ox Phillips on West Ham's list. I take Phillips, to be honest. He'll be good for West Ham. And wouldn't mind Phillips Newcastle leave as well. Newcastle defence needs a huge overhaul, preferably for next month, may I add. That's the one part that lets us down. Everyone in the back line is poor. Absolutely right. And I said this for a few days. Rip up the back four. I'll keep Jamal Lewis. Definitely keep him. And I'll keep Fernandes. The rest of them, we need fresh players. But what it is though, Ruby, we have not signed a centre back in the last for about 4 years now.
Wow. That's quite a long time. Like, keeping the same defence for 4 years, that's a long time. Like, it's about time it needs changing. To be honest, in my eyes, I would put the team around Jamal Lewis, because he's the youngest one. Well, he's not the youngest, but he's considered a wonder kid, and I would make that team around him.
Yeah, I totally agree. Keep him in there. Get someone who's going to be quality, and then build it around him, like you said, sort of thing. He can learn from the top quality defenders, but Jamal Lewis is not going to learn from those that are back four. Absolutely no chance. No chance. That's why they need a gun. And I said to Newcastle fans, say, "Oh, John's being toxic, being negative," but no, I'm speaking the truth. I see the whole picture, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And I'm going to start calling people out as well. By the way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sounding like Lee Goddard from Arsenal, but listen, at the end of the day, I mean, he's the number one YouTuber in my eyes. People might not like him. People likes him. I think he's the best. I've got number one here from John. How long do you think Klopp will stay at Liverpool, as the German job might be available for Jurgen in a few years? I mean, Hansi Flick is there in a minute. I think he's there long term.
I think he'll probably stay for another 2-3 years until he calls it quit. Because it's strain on him being in the Premier League, as it's the best league in the world, and I just think he'll leave in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well, because he's done a thing at the club. He can't take the club further. Well, he can, but he's won the Premier League, won the Champions League, and that's the pinnacle of his career. I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure he can do it.
What else can he do? Like, he's pretty much nearly won everything at Liverpool. The only thing he doesn't really care about is the Mickey Mouse Cups.
Exactly. He wants a big league. He wants a big cups, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's what he wants. And he's an ambitious manager. And if he was available now and he never managed in the Premier League, he'd be my number one choice. Let's be honest.
Oh, definitely. Like, he would be on every big team's list.
Everyone. But the one manager I like to have, right? I mean, if I go for a young manager, I'll go for Julian Nagelsmann from Bayern Munich. If he had enough, he's 33, 34. He's the best young manager in Europe right now.
At the moment, yeah. He's still young. He can go on for many more years. Many, many more years. And I can see him being good for Bayern Munich. Definitely.
I think that they're going to win a lot. They're going to win a lot this season. They win the Champions League. They're going to win it this season.
Definitely. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very close. Because Barcelona, they're not doing well again, especially with I think Xavi hasn't really done anything when he came in. He hasn't. Like, I've seen all the scores on Facebook and everything. I'm just like, the players just don't want to play. Neither for the manager or the club. Like, if they don't want to play, get rid of them.
Exactly. Xavi's a legend at the club. He's a legend.
Yeah,
players need to take responsibility. These are the same players that got Ronald Koeman a sack. Okay, I mean, Koeman's not made for Barca, but at the end of the day, if you get managers a sack, someone comes in, you don't play for that manager, you're taking the responsibility for that. Get them out. getting them out, because some of them, you just said there, they just don't want to be at the club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, why? Yeah, Barcelona are one of the best teams in the world, but they've not won anything in the last how many years? Like, neither has Real Madrid. Real Madrid again was going downhill since Carlo has come back to Real Madrid. He's got them back up again. That's because players want to play for the right manager. It's the right manager and the players.
Totally agree. I mean, Carlo's doing a fantastic job in a minute. I mean, when it back for the second time, I thought, is he going to be a success? But in a minute, he's doing fantastic. I mean, I got John, so I personally like Jurgen, great manager, and seems like a good bloke, and seems to have a good sense of humour, especially in the press. He's fantastic in the press.
Definitely. He always likes to have a laugh.
He does. That's what it is. You know what I mean? He's brilliant.
It's the positivity. He's got that. He's got the positive. Like, he likes to be happy all the time. Like, he spreads it all around the team, and that's what makes us a good team.
Exactly. It's a world-class manager, him, and whoever gets him will be very, very lucky in the future.
To be honest, like, after this job at Liverpool, I think he'll probably go out the game for about a year, like a holiday for a year, and then he'll probably go for the German team.
I think so,
because he will want to win the World Cup and the Euro.
Totally agree. If he wins the World Cup with Germany, that's his career over. He's done it. He's made.
Like, if he does become German manager and wins the World Cup, I think he'll retire because he's won. He's basically won everything.
Yeah, don't blame him at all. I think it'd be amazing. He doesn't have to work again. He doesn't have to work again. He doesn't need to.
No, that's just like Formula One drivers.
Exactly.
They retire. They're pretty much done for the rest of their life. They ain't got to work again.
You're correct. You're right. And you talk about the defence. Right? I mean, if you look at, I haven't seen the defence as bad as ours for a long time. We can see the 34 goals this season. Last season, I'll go through that. I'll break it down right for the last 4 years. We conceded 62 goals last season. Then it was 58. Then it was something like 48. Then it was 47. And that's how many goals we conceded. The 47, 48 goals we conceded was under Rafa Benitez, right? And then last season, so last 2 seasons, 58, last season 62, and now we conceded 34 goals this season. And as well documented is our defence.
Oh, yeah.
The defence needs fixing up. And that is down to Bruce at the time. You know what I mean? That they haven't signed anyone for you, and this is a problem. And Eddie Howe is coming in. And talking of Eddie Howe, how do you think he'll do at Newcastle?
I think he'll do quite well because he did superb at Bournemouth. Bringing him from League 2 to the Premier League was astounding what he'd done. And for him to be sacked, I think that was a big mistake. Like, I know they weren't in good form at the time, but when they first came into the Premier League, they were quite dominant, actually. They were a bit like Brentford. Because when Brentford came up this year, they were beating the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal and nearly beating Man United as well. And I'm like, Bournemouth were very, very, very similar. But him getting sacked by Bournemouth was a big mistake. But now I actually feel sorry. I actually feel quite sorry for Eddie Howe because now he's got to pick up Steve Bruce's mess and sort it all out.
Yeah. He's got a big job. He admitted that as well. He's got a bigger job. And then he realised that once you say that, I'm not being funny, then you got a problem. Then the player's got a problem. I mean, there's a concentration problem in this team. And not only that, the culture of a club at the moment, especially at the back, that's absolutely poor. It really, really is. And I said today that most of those players have down tools because they just can't wait to get out of the club. They just don't want a relegation dogfight. I watched Norwich the other day against Man United, and they were fantastic. Man, Norwich were fantastic. They played football the right way. They had a real goal. They're the ones he wants to fight for staying in this league. And here we are. The game against Leicester on Sunday. I watched that game and I was just so embarrassed. I mean, people say, oh, but we created 52% of possession. Yeah, it's what you do with the 52 possession. 6 goals on target, 1 shot on target for the whole of the game. That tells its own story. And, the players just don't want to fight. They just don't want to fight relegation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I say, you know what? If you can't trust them in a game like that, then in January, dump in the reserves.
Just dump them and bring up some players that do want to play.
Exactly.
Like you got the Longstaff brothers. Is Matty Longstaff back yet from his
No, I think he's due back next month because apparently Aberdeen is just not been getting games, and when he does play, he hasn't been that good.
Because that's another why when Matty Longstaff played last season?
Yes.
I thought he played superb. He played superb last season. And now all of a sudden he's putting on loan. I'm like, I just think Steve Bruce doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't. He should never, ever, ever come to us in the first place. He should never be reported Newcastle manager. Never in a million years. That's one of them. And secondly, as well, after they've done that to hack off the Newcastle fans off, you know what I mean? I believe they were talking to Steve Bruce before Rafa left. And I think Rafa must have known this. I could be wrong, but he must have known this.
Yeah. Because it's exactly the same as Rafa being at Everton.
Exactly.
The Everton supporters don't want him there.
They don't.
They've clearly said they don't want him there.
Exactly.
Because he's a Liverpool fan. And he managed Liverpool.
Exactly. And that's why, they're not sacking. They're not sacking Everton. They won't sack him. They cannot. He's on $6 million a season and they got to pay him off for that.
And that's a big chunk. That's quite a lot of money to sack. And then you got to think about the compensation as well on top of that 6 mil as well. And
crazy.
They're richer than Liverpool, but they just can't get the players for them.
That's the thing. And we only spent $2 million on Dimitri Greer and just tons on the fee. That's all they got. And they got more injury worries now. DZL is out. Now you got Richarlison's going to be out for a matter of weeks.
To be honest, that's good. That's good because the way he plays against Liverpool is dirty. Because he could be such a dirty player.
He can be.
He can be such a dirty player.
Brazilian style, that's what he is, do you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, there's a better Brazilian at Liverpool, and he's not a dirty player. He's just very, very such a good player.
That's true. But he does need to be that. So I got Alex as well. Liverpool, I think we can get relegated when Salah and Mane go to the African Nations Cup Nations, yeah. And also a big problem for us, there's a lot of players who come for the money and not play for the badge, which is another barrier. And that's the truth. That's absolutely true.
That's true.
We're in a catch-22 situation, yeah. Are we going to get the players going to come in that's going to care for the money more than the club? Or are they going to play for the sake of the badge? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that was going to be a very similar thing to when Man City first got their manager. Everyone thought, are they just going for the money or to actually play for the badge? And it seems like it's a bit of a mix going on. You could definitely tell for Sterling when he was at Liverpool, he went to Man City for the money.
Exactly. Totally agree. Everyone can see that. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? He could have stayed at Liverpool with a legend, but he chose to go to Man City for the money. Simple as that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I don't want that from my team.
No.
Come here for the money. And Eddie Howe needs to be careful who he buys and make sure. I tell you the good manager for that though. seeing through people. I wouldn't have him, but Sean Dyche, he's very good at seeing through people. Yeah,
Yeah, and definitely his attitude towards players as well. Like he can probably make some players crap themselves.
exactly. Totally agree. You look at the
Like
scale.
he can put them in their spot. Like if they're having a bad game and they bad mouth the manager, he's the one you don't want to go up against.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And you know what? He is a proper manager, even though he does play the right way.
He is a proper manager.
He is.
Like he doesn't take crap from anyone.
No, he doesn't, mate. He doesn't. And you know what, as well? I can't understand why he's not being linked to a bigger club than Burnley. He could have gone to Everton. He could have gone to
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think he could have done so much better at Everton than Rafa has, to be honest.
I totally agree. And I still think there's a big job waiting for Sean, by the way. I think he'd do well, but you need to keep him at least 3 seasons there. Do you know what I mean? Give the lad time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's not going to get that chance. The bigger clubs are going to offer him the job because he's not a bigger name manager, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
totally agree.
I like Sean, by the way. I do like Sean, but Burnley were poor when it came to us, man. Very that bad. Very bad. And that Vydra, I still can't work out why he didn't score that goal. Because I tell you what, had that been Max Cornet, that would have been in the back of the net.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Should have scored. But
should have buried it. Should have buried it.
Yeah.
And I've got one for Liverpool. I think are planning or about to expand more of Anfield, which really boosts Liverpool's fan base. You might just extend your stadium to.
If I remember correctly, they are. It's actually in development right now. Actually, it's actually being expanded, I should say. It's actually being expanded for another. Oh, I can't remember. I think it's about 10,000 seats. I think.
I tell you
15,000 seats.
Mm-hmm. I think that football club's got so much ambition. Okay, I mean the Fenway Sports Group is not my favourite people. I'm not going to like these.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the same with Liverpool fans. Like we want them to spend, to give Klopp money, but it just seems like Klopp doesn't get a lot of money to spend in summer or January. It's because it's all been spent on expansions, the new training facility, so contracts.
Exactly.
So yeah, we just don't get the money to buy new players. But I've been hearing rumours that we are going for players in the summer.
Yeah, not in January.
We might be getting players in January. I'm not 100%, but we definitely do need players to replace Salah and Mane in January.
You need to. And in the summer, he's only got 12 months left on his contract, Salah as well. So you need to get that fixed up very, very quickly. But
definitely, like all Liverpool fans keep saying, owners need to give Salah a new contract. If not, they've made a big, massive cock up. Like,
but he wants something like £500,000 a week. But if I work things out, right? I mean, £500,000 a week. That's a bonus incentive, in my opinion. I don't think they pay £500,000 a week straight away, but £500,000 a week for me is killing football. But
it is, yeah. Like it's like you could say the same about Ronaldo. Ronaldo's on. I think he actually took a pay cut actually when he went to Man U. If I remember correctly, I think he was on more at Juventus than he is now. I think he's on that 300k. But then, like, football players don't need that much money. There should be the people that need the money more is the doctors and all that. They need the money more because they're saving people's lives. Football is not saving people's lives; it's for entertainment purposes. I'd say give football players at least about £1,000.
Yeah,
£1,000 at least a week. At
absolutely.
least.
Totally agree. Absolutely. And it's just too much money. It's too much money in the game, sort of thing.
It is,
Game.
and
You know
it's
what I mean?
and probably next couple of years, football will die down. If it keeps going the way it is, like teams will be offering players $1 million a week. Like it's just going to ruin the game completely.
Exactly. I'm just, before we like John's comments and Marcus's comment as well, just looking on the reports. I know I'm not a fan of these transfer rumours sort of thing, but according to Dutch Football Oranje, it's not the first time being linked to this guy. I mean, Veerhorst from Volksburg is being linked with move to Newcastle United, and he's 29 years old. He's made 139 appearances for the Bundesliga team, and he scored 69 goals, 22 huge assists. He's a big guy, big lad. And how good is this guy? How good is Veerhorst?
Well, I don't really follow that league really, to be honest. Like I don't really know much about him, to be honest. But well, if he's made that many appearances, I think he could be something good for Newcastle, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the age might put it off a bit, to be honest. Like 29 is too old, and I think he's in his prime right now, to be honest.
Sure, but it's a shame because he's a decent centre forward sort of thing. We need a focal point up front. I mean, no disrespect to Callum Wilson, I love him, yeah, but he just gets injured, like, do you know what I mean? And we need someone's gonna hustle and bustle about, sort of thing, you know. We tried John Linton, and pardon me, he's been poor, but under Eddie Howe, he's been excellent. I mean, he's been getting 7 out of 10s, 8 out of 10s as well, mind. And John Linton has improved an awful lot.
I think he could be the benchmark for top, like under as again, like he was being played out of his preferred position.
Yeah, man.
Because was his actual position?
He's left side. He's facing the 4-3-3, but his best position is on the left side of the three, on the left hand side of the 4-3-3. Left-sided winger sort of thing. You can always play number 10, but it's not a forward. It's not a centre forward. But also, I've noticed he can also play midfield, making those driving runs from midfield, and that's what he's been playing.
So maybe like Eddie Howe could put him as like a cam, as a
10
like attacking, but also coming back into midfield, possibly.
Yeah,
for Newcastle, and then having someone up front. Like who's not injured all the time. I don't know who Newcastle got up front other than Callum Wilson. Like Dwight Gale. Maybe try him. Well, I know he's been there quite a couple of years now. Dwight Gale. I just don't think he's been given the right amount of chances to play. That's all I know.
Yeah. That's the thing. He's another place to be doing Jan as well. He's signed a 3-year contract, yeah, because he's out of contract in the season. So Newcastle give him a 3-year deal on reduced wages, yeah. He signs it. I still got to get in the team because it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Dwight Gale, he's not young, is he? I think he's in his late 20s.
Dwight Gale's 32.
Oh, 32. See, Dwight Gale, I think he's only got a couple more years left in him, to be honest. Like at 32, a striker like him, he's going to start declining.
That's the thing. Get rid of him. Get rid of him in January.
Yeah.
Get rid of him. Cost comment said, by the way, do you think Dele Alli will be good for Newcastle? He's just not in the fold of Tottenham Hotspur at all whatsoever.
He's not. I think the main reason for that is Mourinho. Mourinho has done something to Dele Alli to not make him play. And when Poch was there, he was amazing. And then when Mourinho came by, he's just tossed him aside.
Exactly.
And now, yeah.
And
he's still quite, I think he's still quite young as well, actually.
Yeah.
He's like 25, 26.
25, 26. And it's a shame. I mean, he's just said it there, under Poch, I think he's fantastic. And under Jose, he just completely looked lost, I'm afraid. But would I take him? God, I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure. We need someone's going to come in and actually hit the ground running. Yeah, he's not playing much games, and it's a damn shame. But if he comes to us, I'll support him. I'll get behind the lad. Do you know what I mean? 110%. That he's got to be playing in the first team, and that's what he's going to need to do. But then again, he could always replace Joe Willock, because Joe Willock at the moment has been absolutely dire for us in a minute. I'm not going to lie. He's been poor. Got Mark as well. Big up to you, my guy, Mark. Hi, John Ruby. Ruby, do you worry about any attacking threat for Newcastle on Thursday against Liverpool? Or do you think Liverpool will do the business without breaking a sweat?
Well, the way Liverpool playing at the moment, they've been scoring goals quite late and not actually conceding any goals. Like against Villa, we got very lucky with the penalty. Definitely lucky with the penalty. So I'm hoping we'll break that duck.
Yeah.
And start scoring again, and just breaking defenders down and everything, which I think we can do against Newcastle. Especially, I think Bobby Firmino's coming back in this game as well. I'm not 100%. I haven't seen anything if he's coming back yet, but because he was back in training at the weekend, so I'm hoping he's back for the Newcastle game. Would be good to see him up front again.
Well, at our very expense, by the way. Anything that plays Newcastle, say, come on. Oh, yeah. Play Newcastle, we had 3 points. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's just a soft touch. But once you make some signings, once you get some proper players in our team, there will not be a soft touch any longer, sort of thing. I've got Paul Anthony as well. I mean, Joe Linton's dire. Why do people defend a player who's clearly useless? Paul, I'm judging the guy for the last 4 or 5 games under Eddie Howe. He has been better than most of the players put around, sort of thing. I mean, I'm speaking the truth. I'm being real, yeah? And look, he had a brilliant game against Brentford, yeah? I thought he did well against Arsenal. I thought he was man of the match against Burnley, in my opinion. And he's the only one that tried hard against Leicester and Norwich as well. So, listen, end of the day, I think he's been great. But I'm afraid, if you look at ASM, let's be real. I mean, since Eddie come in, he looked a bit hacked off because he's just not the main man. And ASM's performances, I'm not going to lie, it's been poor.
I actually agree with what you're saying there. Like, yeah, I actually agree there, to be honest. Like, people, like, their own players, like, you tend to defend every single player, but there's only a amount of time until you snap and go, that player's he's not good.
Yeah.
And Jolton, since Eddie Howe's come in, he's actually changed. Like, he's changed his mentality as well. Yeah. It seems like he's in more of a better place with Eddie Howe than he was with Steve Bruce.
Absolutely. Totally agree. I mean, Steve Bruce has ruined, he's absolutely ruined Joe Linton. He has to pick up the pieces under Eddie Howe. And he's okay. He's not going to be Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, definitely not. No.
Definitely more Salah or Lewandowski. Joe Linton being Joe Linton. And he's the one who's trying hard, trying to do his best to help us in the relegation dogfight because he wants to try. He wants to believe in himself. He wants to play the best of his ability, sort of thing. I could say, right, you know what? I'm going to take the game by the horns here, and I'm going to do it. Do you know what I mean? But there's still a lot of Joe Linton haters out there, right? I'm going to think he's still shite. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, it is what it is, and I just think we're going to need to get behind the lad. Do you know what I mean? And I will praise them when they do well, and I will cuss them if they're not good enough. Do you know what I mean? It's simple as that.
Definitely,
but, I mean, gender rules Newcastle. Yeah, I just say how it is.
Definitely, like sometimes I get frustrated with how Liverpool play, and sometimes Salah, there's times where Salah gets very greedy. Like he hasn't been greedy all this season. he's the one that's had the most assists this season. Like there was like speculation going around that Mane and Salah were not getting on and everything because he wasn't giving assists to him and everything. But this year, Salah has been a better player than he has ever since he joined. Even though the first season was probably the best ever season, this year he's just 10 times better.
Oh, yes. I tell you what, though, we got the money to buy Mo Salah. We could offer the wages. It needs to be. That's never going to happen anytime soon. But maybe he's 33, 34. Then you never know. But we just have to
definitely.
You never know. We got Johnny King, or JK, I'll call him. Who do you think has been Liverpool's most influenced player recently?
I'm probably going to have to say Henderson. Definitely. Like he's always going to be that player who's always influenced, even when he's not on the pitch. He's going to be like Ronaldo. Ronaldo influences his team. Like he tries to be a manager, like he did for Portugal at the Euros. And Hendo's like that. Like he's a captain. He wants to influence his players to go forward and score goals and defend more.
Exactly. I mean, I'll go with that as well. He's changed a lot, and I think, what's he, 31, 32 now?
I think he's 31.
31. I still think he's decent, sort of. He's still a decent midfielder. That's the sort of player I'd take. If he's ever going to come back, say, look, I want to come home, I tell you what, I take this guy all day long. 100%. Do you know what I mean? And
because if I remember in an interview, I think he said before he retires, he would want to go back to his hometown and play for his hometown.
Sunderland,
yeah.
Sunderland.
He said he would want to go back to Sunderland and finish his career there because he won everything.
He has,
and he would just want to go back to his hometown. Like I wouldn't mind him going back there because he's done his time.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's done his time, and it'll be very, very difficult to try and replace him.
Absolutely. It has to be a world-class player to get him. Cool.
Like, we said that about Steven Gerrard. Like, we thought it was going to be impossible to replace him as captain, but we found the right player to replace him.
You're right.
This time, it's going to be exactly the same, but difficult.
Exactly. And I think he's a wonderful player. So, I mean, if he's going to come back to Sunderland, it can be in League One because that's where he at.
No, definitely not.
It will not be in League One, I'm telling
No.
you. But can you imagine him coming to Newcastle? Oh my God, that'd be incredible.
It would be weird seeing him in a black and white striped shirt.
Yeah.
And not being in a red jersey.
Exactly. Can't see it happening anytime soon. We're going to wrap this up in a minute, so if I go through these questions as well. John said ASM gets a little greedy, too greedy, also which can cause us more problems than solutions. When ASM is good, he is brilliant. But when he gets two defenders on him, right, then I'm afraid to say he's getting found out. But one thing I've got to say, my guy Paul Tunefuse said yesterday, and he's right, that he is now being found out. They know exactly what this game is all about, right? He's getting too one-dimensional, right? Not only that, he's being very greedy when he gets the ball, and he does not pass. And that is the problem. Under Steve Bruce, he might just get away with it, yeah? But with Eddie Howe's charge now, you've got to be a team player. ASM is not a team player. He needs to fix up very, very quickly. Otherwise, he has to be dropped until he has to learn how to be a team player.
Definitely, because that was like Mo Salah. He was getting too greedy. He wasn't passing the ball. He was trying to score. I'll probably say 8 times out of 10, Mo Salah would score, but most of the time he would completely miss. Like, I think that was actually last season, and last season was our worst season, especially because we had so many injuries and we just couldn't get the players to replace those players that were injured, especially Van Dijk. I thought Nathan Phillips, like, he was bought in too late. He should have been bought in as soon as Van Dijk got injured. But I just don't think Klopp was. I think he was nervous about Nathan Phillips at first, but I think he's gained the trust.
Yeah,
because I was very surprised that we actually managed to finish third last season. We got lucky. Liverpool got definitely lucky finishing
yes.
third.
But you got the Champions League, and that's all matters, my guy.
Yeah, because at one point we were below the top four. I think we was actually outside the top four. I think it was like fifth or sixth. And it came down to the last couple of games. We just won every single game. I was like, what's going on? Like, mostly all season, we were drawing games. I think last season was our worst season of losing games ever since Klopp's been at Liverpool. And this season's making up for it. And it just proves that Van Dijk is the most important player for Liverpool.
100%. And talking about Virgil, I mean, Ruby has got a question for you. I'm a Newcastle fan, but I have huge respect for Virgil, and he's a solid defender, and Liverpool is a perfect team for him, and he's deadly at set pieces when he heads the ball.
He's very, very important to the team, and yeah, he definitely fits the team perfectly, and I think he will be actually considered a legend.
Absolutely. Started his career at Celtic, Southampton, and then at Liverpool. We was after him, by the way, before he moved to Celtic.
I remember that, actually, yeah.
I don't know, it cost him 2.5 million. Graham Carr wanted to bring him up to Newcastle, right? Pardew wanted him as well, but Ashley said no. Ashley did not want him. The moment he went off to Celtic, and the rest is history. And this is why that we missed out on a lot of good players. I mean, he was one of them. Aubameyang was one of them. And it's just we missed out on a lot of good players over the past, you know what I mean? And
definitely, yeah.
Shocking, man. But got breaking news. Man City's a goal up against Leeds, by the way. So that's pretty good news for Newcastle, by the way, because we are, I think, 6 points behind Leeds, by the way. So potentially that could be good. We just got to hope Norwich get beat and eat like off Villa. So come on, Stevie G.
Well, it's not good for Liverpool.
Not really, no. You want Leeds to win, don't you?
Yeah, I want Leeds to win.
They got a problem.
But I can't see that happening.
Winter's champions. Well, Leeds beat them last season, by the way. So, lightning, I was going to say it happened twice. Lightning does strike twice, by the way. I'm just going to go one more comment as well before we just go on the question. I'll let you go. Do you think Suarez should have stayed at Liverpool than moved to Barca? I mean, you couldn't turn down £75 million, couldn't you? Especially with the biting incident.
At the time, he was going through a lot of rubbish at the moment, especially with the media about the biting and all that. And to be honest, I just don't think Liverpool needed any of it. To be honest, like they didn't want it on their name and everything, and I think it was the right choice, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't turn down £75 million though. You've got the best out of it.
And,
there you go. Before I let you go, I mean, give us a score prediction tomorrow for Thursday's game, and also what chance do you think Newcastle has got of staying
up? Score prediction, I'm probably going to say probably about 4-2 to Liverpool. Of course, I'm going to go Liverpool, but yeah, I think I'm going to say 4-2.
If we give it a go, I mean, if we give it a right go and we get beat by 4-2, I'd take that. So if we have, like, say, 10 shots on target and I'd say level on possession of the ball, and we get beat, as long as you give it a right go, yes, I'd take that. But what I can't accept or won't accept is good as a whimper. I just don't do that.
Yeah,
not for my club. Not for my club. But, and one thing I will say, we drew 1 each last season, but I'm going to go Liverpool 3, Newcastle 0 tomorrow. And I think Dubravka's going to be man of the match.
Dubravka, I think he's a world-class goalkeeper. Like, when he came in and everything, I think he's been their best goalkeeper. He's been your best goalkeeper since Shay Given.
Yeah.
Definitely hands down. Like every single Tim Krul was very close. He was very close.
He was.
But in his last season, he just wasn't up to it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just seemed like he wanted to go. Which
That's
I don't blame him. I just don't blame him because the way it was being run by Mike Ashley, I think, to be honest, I'm going to say this.
cool.
I think if Rafa gets, if Eddie Howe didn't get the job at Newcastle and Rafa got sacked, I think Rafa would have been back at Newcastle in a heartbeat.
I think you would have done. I think you would have done. You're right there.
Because I know he loves Newcastle, but he also loves Liverpool.
He does. He sure does. And he's a legend Liverpool, what he's done. And he's a legend of us as well for what, and he stayed with us in the championship. And then he stuck it out for 2 years. But if you waited 3 months when Bruce got sacked, he would have been there now. You're right. He would have been there 100% on our doorstep. And I tell you what, he will not put over these kind of performances what we're seeing in the day. I can guarantee you that. Arsenal be out anyway.
Yeah.
ASM would be one of them. He'll not be there when Benitez is there. No way. No chance. And I'll just say the song, You Never Walk Alone, gives us chills and makes the hair stands on the back of my neck while I hear it on YouTube by Jerry and the Pacemakers. But what entrance song and the crowd sing. That is passion right there. And
like Anfield is one of the most dangerous stadiums to go to. Like it makes players scared because of the atmosphere. I've never been to Anfield, but I can feel it just by watching YouTube. Like it's amazing what YouTube can do, and just watching it on screen, it just gives you the chills, and the goosebumps, and everything. Like I would love to go to Anfield one day and experience it for myself.
Absolutely, my guy. Definitely, I'd love to go to Anfield, see Newcastle play, and I think okay. We had a lot of draws over the years, by the way. We drew 2 each on the Rafa on the relegation season when Papi Cisse got a goal. I think Korbach got the equalising goal, and then we drew 0 each last season, and we drew 1 each against you lot when Joe Willox got the 96th minute goal. We could have won that game, by the way, because that was never offside.
That was last season, wasn't it?
It was, it was. We could have won that game.
Yeah, last season. But as I said, like that was our worst season. So I'll give it to Newcastle. They got lucky.
Yeah,
they got very lucky.
Exactly. I did a watch along that day, sort of thing, like and then we got the 96th minute goal. I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He took it well, by the way, Joe Willock. Took it really well. So, yeah, omens could happen again tomorrow and see what happens. And what last comment for the night is from Millie, Rafa would have these Muppets out. That's our spot.
He would tell them to go because Rafa was the same at Liverpool. The players that didn't want to play, he got them out.
Tell them to get out. Simple as that. And that's all there is to it. Not going to aim with the slackers on my team, my club. There you go. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up, but I have to say, did you enjoy coming on my show, Anita?
Yes.
Fantastic. And you know what it is, right? We've got to make the best team win on Thursday, neat sort of thing. And let's hope that it'd be love to be us, but I just cannot see it anyhow. I just cannot see it at all. I'm doing a watch along on Thursday night at around about 7:15. Yeah, and I don't know if I have time to do the video phone-in after the match. It's going to be quite late because I've got to work on Friday. So I'm you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that.
It's just gutting. Otherwise, I would have done that for all that sort of thing. But like I said, anytime you come back on my channel, miss, you're welcome to. And it's always open. And I've got to try and get you on Paul's channel, Paul the Tomb Review, right? And Bass's channel as well. They're both great. And PD Pilot as well, World of Sports. And listen, thank you much for coming on. And
it's fun.
Let's hope I'm on Thursday. We'll try and get something, mate.
Yeah. I'll definitely be watching the game. Even though I've got work the next day, I'm hoping Liverpool win. If that's the case, I'm gonna be happy the next day, and you'll make my weekend better.
Absolutely, yeah. Not expensive, but you never know. But
yeah, you never know.
You never know. But thank you so much for watching my channel, guys, and do slap the likes up, do subscribe when you're new. Do you have a podcast at all, or just Twitter?
I do have Twitch, but
Twitch?
I haven't really streamed on it for quite a while. Been too busy working, but my Twitch is darkruby94. Just go follow it on Twitch, and yeah, that's it. And I'll see my Twitter. My Twitter's on YouTube.
Yeah.
In your title, so follow there. I do go on there a lot more than what I used to now, so you might see me tweet some stuff out and everything. So I'll probably be tweeting the game out afterwards, after the game. So you see me on Twitter.
All right, brilliant stuff. And also a big shout out to Daniel as well. Thanks so much for getting Reese on to me. You'll be on the channel as well. And big up to One Shot Daniel. Got you on there to pass on. But thanks so much indeed for that, if he's listening. And also, I'd like to say as well, she'll be back tomorrow. I mean, I got one more day off before I go back to work on Thursday. I'm going to do like the transfer update live. So I'll probably do that about 2 o'clock. And there's plenty of players being linked with. Players like Trippier, Weghorst, Arto Juventus is being linked with us as well. And maybe, again, Tarkowski, Cordy. We don't have to do any of that flipping moves, are we, at the moment?
Definitely, yeah.
But will they come? That is the thing.
That's
Time
the big
will
thing,
tell.
yeah.
Time will tell. Listen, my guy. Thanks so much for coming on.
No problem. I appreciate being on here. Like, it's my first time doing a podcast with a fellow YouTuber. I used to do YouTube many years ago, but I appreciate it, and it's a big thing for me.
Fantastic. You know what it is, right? I mean, I get a lot of people who's never been on the YouTube faces first. So yeah, listen, at the end of the day, it is fantastic to get someone on there. I don't mind chatting to different fans, which I think is amazing. I speak to people from America. Yeah. I spoke to people from India, America. I think I've done New Zealand twice, and it's all there. And I could stay up till 12 in the morning to get an Australian on as well. But listen, it is what it is, my guy. And,
yeah.
Listen, you have a fantastic day. And
yeah, you too, mate.
Thanks so much for coming on, and watch what you're doing.
Yeah, see